offensive ruin my childhood, He-Man. Why did? Ah, really? Come on now. Really? Anyway, Scorpion 72. So, everybody's going crazy about He-Man Revolutions. Oh, it's this, it's bad, and blah, blah. You guys do not know how story development works, apparently. Because this is only 5 episodes. I mean, 5. And you guys are ranting and raving and crying your hearts out about how you don't like it. It ruined your childhood. Let's get that elephant out of the room right now. You don't like this? Fine. No problem. Did it ruin your childhood? No. Because there's nothing stopping you from going back and sticking to the 80s show, He-Man, New Adventures in Space, which we all know how that is. And then there's nothing stopping you from sticking to the 2000X show. There's nothing stopping you from sticking to those action figures and the toys that came out during that time. You can go back and stay right there where you don't have to go forward, change the story. The 80s, you can stay there where He-Man wins every battle and he's always on top, and they give a nice little message and everything's great. You can go there because YouTube has the shows for free. There's VHS, there's even DVDs or whatever. You, as fans, or so-called He-Man fans, can stay there. The other ones who like New Adventures, wonder why He-Man's not in space. New Adventures is there. Find it, get the figures, stay there. He-Man 2000X, you can catch all the shows, get all the figures, stay there. This is for what we would say? Evolving a property that's now in its, let's see, we count this as like the 4th time with a 5th time coming, because y'all probably gonna just rant and rave about the new show that's coming out for kids in about like 2 months or so. I think it comes out in November. It has He-Man's name on it, He-Man the Master Universe. Strictly different animation stuff. Who knows how that show is gonna be? Maybe that's up your alley. Maybe you like that kind of stuff like that. Maybe you'll be happy with that one rather than this one. That's fine too. But there's choices. For a lot of you guys, either you're old enough to remember or watching that show, or you're new and you don't understand it. Because back then, a lot of times companies in the 80s, if you didn't have a cartoon, you didn't have a toy line. If you have a toy line, if you had a toy line, you need a cartoon. That's how it worked. Now in this day and age, this is really beyond the golden era, because there's no property. Almost. There's a few mask and Bionic 6 and stuff, but we'll get into that later or another day. But there's nothing you guys cannot get from your childhood that you really like that a company's not remaking or making now. Perfect example, I know this is a He-Man thing, but for example is Turtles. There's no company, or there's nobody can say that you're a Turtles fan and you don't like any of the Turtles thing, because you have choices. You have a company that's making the regular ones from back when Super 7 is doing the ones from when you went and bought them in the store. NECA is doing the ones from the cartoon when you used to watch a cartoon. They're also doing the movie ones. They also did the video game. They're doing the video game ones. So if you're saying you're a true Turtles fan, every alteration and change of Turtles have been done or is being done now. Same thing Masters right now. We have Origins. Origins is an homage to the 80s toys. So you can get those. And then they're doing the Revelation toys. You get those. And now, with the new He-Man show coming out, Mattel's making toys for that. Let's be honest. Mattel is a business. They're here to make money. They're here to sell toys, make toys. And that's how it normally goes. Plain and simple. Now, for the He-Man Revelation show, I'm seeing all these complaints and bashing and stuff. Yeah, of course, a lot of bashing stuff. You know why it's bashing and stuff? Because A lot of you like that kind of views, eh? You like that you're trashing stuff and making it being views. Like that worked out for 2000X, eh? Because like that got to season 3, didn't it? No, it didn't. Like they were developing a story to get to Hordak and his horde, but that didn't fly, and that was shown on Netflix. So here we have He-Man coming back to Netflix because the live action movie, as my friend says, unless we bought a ticket or we see a trailer and we're going to go watch it, that movie ain't never happening. Until that day comes, they can talk about He-Man movie till the cows come home. That ain't happening until I see a trailer or we can buy our ticket. And so far, that's the way it's going. Now, you have a new cartoon, He-Man Revelations, and 5 episodes out of 10. For those of you that might need to do the math there, there's still 5 episodes left to show. Then maybe you can say, give your real solid opinion then. I'm going to give my opinion based on what I saw. Episode 1, excellent, great. Like, it just has all the elements and everything. It's just super, and you can see. And there's so much clues in it that really tells you that Skeletor, when he went there and he was tricking the sorceress to get in, and he's telling her that he's realized that all these tries he tried to get Castle Grayskull, he's realized his mistakes, he's put them all together, and he came up with a solid plan. Pretty much almost solid plan, because as I go forward, then you see why all of a sudden you realize that his first attempt of how to get the power was not the best attempt. Nevertheless, people are crazed because He-Man did forget the part that He-Man sacrificed himself to save the universe. Like, no one's ever done that before. Like, people are going crazy and like, oh my gosh, He-Man's got the first episode and stuff. Yeah, well, that's kind of where the story wanted to go. He-Man's out, and it's up to them to convince Teela to get the 2 power swords back together to save the universe and possibly, bring back He-Man, as we see during that. So episode 1 was that. Episode 2, you see her going on this adventure and attempting to first get the gauntlet and stuff like that. And you begin to see the development, how it's going, which direction it's going, as to why and what she's doing. Now, for a lot of you guys out there, and people are like, oh my gosh, it's a Teela show and stuff like that. In the 80s, Teela's had many solo episodes. Even in 2000X, she had 1 and 2. It's only 5 episodes. And in order to get it done, He-Man's not here to do what she needs to do. So, and nobody else is doing it. Like, if you want, where's the other her? No other her heroes can do this, apparently. Only she can, because if you guys know the comic books, the mini comics, even the cartoon and stuff like from the 80s, they're all hinted at the same thing, that Teela is the daughter of the sorceress, and in the future, she's supposed to be the next sorceress. So eventually, she has some kind of magic powers within her that she's not fully aware of, and as you see as a show, look, I tell you right now, this is a lot of spoilers here, so if you didn't watch the show, then you might want to not watch this video. If you have, then you're going to understand what I'm saying. Is that every time they tried to tell her, she got interrupted. And I was like, that was kind of frustrating for me. I was like, okay, they're trying to tell her, but now's not the time to tell her. So, other than that, I found it, when I watched the show, was like, I was looking to see where the story went. If I have one nitpick is that everybody stayed frozen on the ship and nobody was helping Man-at-Arms fight off Merman's army, which that didn't make any sense because they're all fighters in there, especially Beastman. So why didn't they help fight off the Merman's army? That's my nitpick about this show. That and the fact that Castle Grayskull is really the Hall of Wisdom, when it should have been really Castle Grayskull. But that makes sense too, because when it changes back, it actually changes to a castle, and it makes sense that they wanted to hide that. That's kind of like I think that goes back to the 2000X where they took that idea from. So then we go on to where they have to go on a journey. They have to get the swords back and stuff like that. I love all the little like Easter eggs from Snake Mountain. You see the little gateway with the tunnel thing, and then the tentacles. Zorn. Like, there's so much Easter eggs in the Snake Mountain scene. There's so much little Easter eggs here and there. There's characters that never got screen time or even got shown, like Stinkor, and Scareglow episode was phenomenal. Like, I only wish they had shown his scythe. That's the thing. I was like, where's his scythe? That would have been cool. They use that in like a scene or something, but who knows? That could still be coming up. This rant and rave that he's killing off everybody and stuff like that. And if you guys watch any of the interviews and stuff he did online and stuff, even if you guys read comics, this goes back to even soap operas and stuff. Like, some of you guys might know, like, Stefano Del Nero always died, and then next thing you know, he kidnapped Marlena and John Black and then on some mystery island, and who's behind it? Stefano's kidnapped them on this mystery island. Like, bad guys don't truly really die, and neither good guys always come back. And this whole thing that I'm seeing online, you guys are bashing Kevin Smith, bashing him for like whatever reason. You guys are just tearing into this guy. But you gotta realize he has two people behind him that know the He-Man mythos and are guiding him. And you guys are just trying to tear him. He lied, blah, blah. Big deal that Teela is in the main 5 episodes, because you have plenty of He-Man where it's just He-Man saves the day and the story and stuff. This is a continuing story, and you're seeing it develop and stuff like that. That's the thing. You guys are always rushing. I want to see everything in one shot. And if it's not to your liking, you get all mad. Oh, it should have been this way. So you don't. In the end, you can't please everybody. You ask anybody who watches any kind of show, any cartoon, you can't please anybody. Even the toys. People have something to complain about. You guys just can't be happy that the fact we're getting this stuff. You guys have to really think about it. You gotta be really happy that these companies are not giving you guys the middle finger and saying, oh, you know what? We're not doing this stuff anymore. Then you guys are gonna be chanting, oh, what's happening? I wish this would come back. I wish this that. Because what you guys are doing to Kevin Smith right now, it reminds me what you guys did to Zack Snyder when Batman vs. Superman came out. You remember how you all were trashing that man. You guys trashed that man and trashed the movie to no ends. Justice League came out from Joss Whedon, and you guys were still like, oh, it's trash. And then what did you do? For how many years? 3-4 years. You're beg Warner Bros. And Zack Snyder to release the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. And now you want the rest of his vision. He was willing to show you the rest of the vision if you supported him back then. But now you're backtracking and want to see it. But Warner Bros. Isn't having that time to say, no, this is your one shot, Zack Snyder. You can do this Justice League, and that's it. We want nothing to do with you. Apparently, that's what it seems. But yet y'all coming, we want more. Well, maybe if you weren't so hard on the man back then, and hard on the man when he lost a family member when he's doing Justice League, you would have had that by now, or maybe we'll have the DC universe we wanted. So back again, you guys are trashing this thing and trashing He-Man Revelations, and what's going to happen? Eventually, they might just release the other 5 episodes. I know they want to have more He-Man in the next 2 years and stuff. They might just leave the kid one. The kid one might fly off the hinges. The kids might love it. They might just stick with that one. And what's going to happen about 2 years from now? You guys are going to be wishing that they continue Revelations, because they could probably end up in a cliffhanger. Who knows? And then you guys are going to be like, oh, I want more. But yet, you guys trashed it to the ground. There will be no more. And then what you going to do? Backpedal and start begging these companies to give you the continuing story. Like, why even go through that circle for? Just enjoy it. If you enjoy it, that's fine. Just realize it's not going to be what you remember watching. If you don't like what you're watching now, there's nothing stopping you from going back and watching what you really like. And you can watch it over and over again and then make up the rest of the story in your head. But to trash something that either some of you seen all of it, some of you only saw 1 episode, apparently. I don't get it. And then to go and jump on people who really like it, like myself and my friend, we really like it and want to see where this story is going, because it's different, it's evolving, it's mature, it's heading in a certain direction, and we want to see where that's going. and you guys are jumping on people that has a positivity of this. It makes no sense. It really doesn't make no sense. It's like, if you don't like it, don't try to push other people not to like it, or push other people that that may enjoy it to hate it like you do. If you don't like it, then that's the thing. Now you have the power, really. Speaking He-Man metaphor, you have the power to turn off the TV and not watch it. You have the power to not buy the toys. No one's forcing you to buy the toys. No one's forcing you to watch the TV show. No one's forcing you to do anything except just enjoy what you like. And if you don't enjoy it, don't harbor on somebody who's enjoying it. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know if this might be the one thing that they might enjoy in life, however traumatic. We're barely coming out of the pandemic now, and you guys got harper on people who like this show and drag people down to the mud and the ground because it's not the way I want it. Hey, you ruined my childhood. Oh, what am I gonna do? It's trash. Yeah. Why don't you guys write something and put it up there, and we'll judge it, and we'll see how good you really are at writing and stuff like that. We'll give you a shot. Go on. You can write something better? Really? Okay, put it up there. But all you guys are trashing the show, put your version of how you want it to go. And let people give you their feedback on it and stuff like that. You gotta have the lemmings that go follow you and say, we love it. But then you gotta have the other side that says, this is no better. And then can you handle that? So if you can put yourself out there like that, then go right ahead and see how it feels. Because I tell you one thing, either you can take it or you can't. But to really just go down and harbor down on something, I was like, the animation's superb. The action's superb. Like, okay, some voice actors like, yeah, Mark Hamill, yeah, I still hear the Joker, but I'm obviously hear the Joker no matter what. Even when I go back and watch the 90s Flash, even though he played the trickster using that voice, I still hear the Joker, but that's Mark Hamill. He's the kind of guy. Sarah Michelle Gellar as Tila. It fluctuates and stuff like that, but what do you want? It is what it is, but I'm more interested in where the story is going. Who else is going to show up? Because there's still a lot of characters that did not show up or did not have a speaking line. Even from the first episode, we don't even know how Clamp Jump and Fisto sounds like. And of course, Ram Man's missing in action, so we don't know where he is, and we don't know what happened to like the King Randor and Marlena. We don't know, like, they're still king and queen. Did they split up? Because remember, she kept the secret from him for all these years. So who knows how that went? We don't know anything that's going on in the Royal Palace on that angle. So there's a lot of stuff we still don't know that I want to find out. I want this thing to go on. Like, that's the thing nowadays, go on and stuff like that. I want to keep going. And it's like, do you like anything? Like, you guys, when She-Ra came out and they did it a different way, like, a lot of you trashed that. And now He-Man's here and it's even better animation, better story, and you're trashing that. So if you're trashing a simple version story of kids like story and stuff like that, and you're trashing a more adult like of a He-Man stuff, then where's the meeting? Where's the meat? Where's it go? Like, where's the satisfying thing? Like, if you want it to be the same way as in the 80s, go watch the 80s cartoon. If you want it to be the same way as New Adventures, I don't know who wants that. Go watch that. If you want it to be 2000X, go watch that. Stay with that. Let us, the people who really enjoying this new iteration of He-Man Revelations, enjoy it. And you guys trashing, like I can see all the time, he lied, and blah, blah, blah. Look at it from the standpoint of him. He cannot say certain things. Netflix decided to do it in half, which is different for Netflix. So Netflix normally throws everything out there. You can binge watch it, watch the whole thing, and then you can rant about it. They decide to like chop it up. So now it's like, okay, and you guys are going off of this on 5 episodes. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 5 episodes. I don't know, maybe you guys are right. I'm not saying maybe you're wrong. But either way, I'm enjoying it because it's something new. It's going in a different direction. It's moving the story forward. And it's like, you gotta remember, like, it doesn't mean that He-Man's gonna be out all the episodes. We don't know that. Remember, we all watched Justice League, and Superman didn't show up to the end, and he was supposed to be the main hero. Like, he did not show up to the end. Had everybody else working around to help bring back Superman. So it's kind of like that. They're helping to try to bring back He-Man, and He-Man is probably show up in the end, or maybe he show up early. I hope he shows up earlier, because from what I heard anyway, from what I see with the interview, he's supposed to be in 6 and 7, supposed to be way off the handles of what's going on. After that, I don't know what happens, but if anything, episode 5 show you too that He-Man, it's a title that's passed down from generation to generation. And for those of you who collect the Mattel classics and stuff, you know this. The story tells you there's been other He-Mans before him. So he is of course, everybody gravitates to this one because this is the only one we know. If they've ever changed them, maybe they should have changed them before Revelations, because then it'll be like, oh, I like the old He-Man better than this one. Then you have like something to compare, but we have nothing to compare because the blonde haired He-Man has always been He-Man from the 80s onwards, and we didn't see anything else. We don't know about the rest of the older He-Mans except for maybe Grayskull from 2000X, where they had an episode with him, which is one of my favorite episodes in 2000X. Was that Grayskull episode was just phenomenal. It was just amazing. That's the one episode I really watch over and over again. But then that's like, maybe you just need to I don't know, take a deep breath, walk outside. Well, hopefully you can breathe some fresh air without a mask. Relax and just wait until the next 5 episodes come out. Watch it and then give a full coherence, like get the whole picture, the whole scope of what's going on, what they're trying to do. And then you can say, okay, do you like it or not? And if you do like it, don't be afraid to say you like it. There's other people saying, oh, I don't like it and stuff. Hold on, I got it here. There's a lot of people that say don't like it. You don't have to follow them. And same thing, if you like it, you like it. There's nothing wrong. Don't need to hide that. Just say, if you're enjoying it, if you're enjoying a good old-fashioned He-Man cartoon, then there's nothing wrong with that. Because remember, most things that people say they didn't like and hate are the things that end up being the most value. Like, trust me, there's people that didn't like the 80s He-Man, but where are they now? Loving all the cartoons, or loving the toys and stuff that's coming out. Those origin figures. Like, trying to find some, like, the characters and stuff now is hard to do. Revelations, I'm sure it's going to be the same thing. You got people that say, I'm not buying these, and then 3 years later, you got people asking, do you have these figures? Do you have this character at a reasonable price? So it varies, but just enjoy what you like, buy what you like. That's the end all. No need to bash somebody else because they like something that you don't like. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, and it doesn't give us anything newer or forward, because I'm telling you, we don't know if this is the last hurrah for this Mattel to give He-Man a shot on TV. Remember, for the longest while, He-Man couldn't even be on the toy aisle of the cartoon, and Mattel managed to do it. Followed by Super 7 keeping the torch burning, and Mattel managed to put a whole bunch of figures on the toy aisle with no cartoon, and now we have a cartoon. Hopefully that's going to keep it growing, and we're going to get more figures and stuff like that. Overall, for the show, I like it. I like where it's going. I want to see where it's going to, because I know a lot of people complaining that He-Man was absent and stuff like that. Well, so is Skeletor. Skeletor is not around for a almost like 5 episodes either. And then some of the characters only have like little mini guest appearances here and there, but it is what it is. So that's all I have to say. I just like every time I'm going through YouTube and seeing the thing, all I see is people hating Kevin Smith lie and stuff like that and stuff. Well, in a way, he had to, because then if he didn't, he would spoil the story, and then you guys would still complain about it anyway. So it's like it's a no win-win situation, because apparently it seems like a lot of you out there just want to complain about it no matter which way it goes. Even if it's the way you liked it, you probably would still complain about something. So there's no winning, really. And it's sad. It's really sad. You guys are sad. That's all I have to say. It's sad that you guys have to go through this and make videos of, trashing somebody and trashing a show and stuff like that, just to get views and stuff. It's, get other people disliking it, or again, people doubt even not watching it and stuff. It's just really, really sad now, the way things are turning out. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this matter for now. There's a lot more I want to say, but I think I said the gist of what I really want to get off my chest about what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing and stuff. And it's like, to me, this show is great. If you like good storytelling, it's like, it's developing. You guys need to relax. You're not on your phone where you get instant gratification, or Facebook where you get an instant like. It takes time for stories to develop. If any Marvel fans out there, it took a long while. Remember, we started out with Iron Man, and we got the Avengers and Thanos. How long did it take to get Thanos to show up and fight the Avengers? Like almost like 9 movies later. Like, that's a big gap. Just realize that from that one scene we saw Thanos in that Avengers until the time we actually saw him in Infinity War, it's a long time. And yet you Marvel fans were patient for that. So just be patient for this one, because I'm sure the end game's gonna be great. It better be, because there's a lot riding on this one there. Because I tell you right now, we're at the point where a lot of us are the ones that are to help the torch going, and the fans making this stuff is to get the next generation into it. If the next generation doesn't get into it, then all this stuff, when we go, it goes too, and it doesn't come back. So, and that's it. And hey, of course you won't be around to really care, but to make these type of things, unique things, live on, Transformers, Masters, G.I. Joe, whatever it is, DC, we gotta keep people interested in it. And it's better to keep people interested in it than not interested in it, because in the end, for us, it's less for us, even less for them. And for those of you who grew up back then when there's nothing on the shelves, even like Star Wars is gone. Imagine Star Wars is super big now. Imagine Star Wars and Transformers. There's nothing back in the late 80s and stuff, until the Michael Keaton Batman came out. So that's the time I don't want to get back to. And it's like no toys, no fun stuff, especially on TV. So don't know if I'll do another video like this of Masters. We'll see. Maybe after I see the whole next 5 episodes, I'll come back and revisit what I said and see if it's really like what I thought it would be. There's so many clues in there where it's heading, and who's gonna betray who and what's gonna happen, that if you guys are just focusing on it being like not what you remember, not your childhood and stuff like that, when you grew up, you're missing so much of the hints and dialogue that's in there that they're throwing in your face, and even the background stuff. There's so much little secrets that they're throwing you, telling you what's gonna happen in a non-direct way, that it's gonna be very, very interesting how that plays out. Anyways, Scorpion 72, getting back into like this recording thing. Yeah. So Screamers is telling you to enjoy your toys and cartoon shows. Cause yeah, you guys better like maybe I get the heart medication like I don't know, re-prescribe or something like that or refill because they're planning to do a new GI Joe cartoon and Silverhawks cartoon. So and you thought your childhood, your precious childhood, so precious. You might not want to watch it. You might want to. Oh gosh, guys get stressed out the wrong things. So funny.